Hello there and welcome to Nails Pro Academy. I am Anastasia and today we will be talking about hard gel for beginners. I am so happy to see you all guys. So let's get to know each other. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching this webinar, and are you a beginner or a pro? All right, yeah, I made it. Thank you all for coming. Wow, we have 150 people watching. That's super exciting. Just a second, I will... Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let me know if you're just getting started or you already have some experience in doing nails. And if you're first time here on our webinar, let me run real quick through the rules. So first of all, be active and ask questions. Also, do not forget to take screenshots since I will be sharing lots of useful information. And please no spam or advertising. Hello, Frida. Hello, Linda. We have some people that I already know, and that's great. Thank you guys for coming here. What we will learn today. So first of all, I will share the products required for hard gel extensions. Also, I will clarify the question that is so frequently asked everywhere in social media, in my DMs, everywhere. Like, what is the difference between sculpture or builder gel? Like, how are they different? And also, we will talk about how to choose the lamp for your hard gel applications. Why does gel burn? And most importantly, how to fix it. All right, we have beginner from Paw, Illinois. I like that name. Is it like Paw? Like, oh, hello, Gregory from San Diego, California. Some experience with gel. Karina, beginner, 3 weeks of work in a nail salon. Do my nails for 4 years, I guess, or 4 months. Milan, just a second here. Hello, Frida. Something wrong with your mic. Yeah, we will just fix it in a second. Oh, problem with sound. Okay, static sound. Yeah, we will. Mic is cutting out. Okay, is it clear now? Can you guys hear me really well? I hope the mic is fixed as I've been just told. And okay. Yeah, just a second. Yeah, let me guys know if now everything, the sound is okay so I can continue because I do not want you guys to miss anything. Hello, beginner from Alaska, and I'm still beginner in gel. I'm from Chile. Okay, Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, 4 years. Wow, cool. Okay, so we have lots of beginners as well as some experienced nail technicians. That's great. So besides this gel knowledge, we will also do a demo. So I will do the hard gel application and I will show you how to pinch the nail, and we are going to do some cool design. Also, I will present my new online course, which is about hard gel, and we will have Q&A and gift at the end. So if you will watch us until the end, this will approximately take 1 hour and 15 to 20 minutes. I will also share with you the list of hard gels with links, with their prices, with the jar, like the size of the jar, and whether it's UV or LED. So I believe this will be helpful. Hello, everyone. Just started nail school, but watch you all the time. Thank you. Okay, guys. So yeah, I hope everything is okay. Sounds great now. Awesome. Yeah. Looks like we fixed it. Beginner in builder gel from North Carolina. From UK can hear you perfect. Okay, so let's get started. So today we have a hashtag which is hard gel webinar. If you will be sharing anything you like in social media, in your stories, in your posts, whether it's just screenshots from the webinar or you will be trying something inspired by our webinar, do not forget to use it so we can easily find it and like it and maybe, share some comments with you. So let me introduce myself because I know that we have some newbies here. My name is Anastasia. I am award-winning nail technician. I'm doing this for 15 years already. I did the cover for Nails magazine, and today, well, I believe this number is a little bigger now, but definitely more than 5,000 students. So this is this cover for Nails magazine. This is me winning the trophy in Las Vegas, and I also did nails for Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week and other fashion shows and editorials, but the most I believe my achievement that I'm proud the most is definitely teaching. So those are works of my students. Okay, so now I'm sorry, guys, but we will need like few seconds, okay, 20 seconds to fix the mic so you can hear me even better. We will switch to another one. And we are back, so I hope now the sounds is even louder and clearer and you can like hear me better than ever. Sorry for these technical issues, guys, but we just want you to hear everything because I will be sharing some cool stuff. Hi from Spain, I'm your fan, really love your art, thank you. Okay, so these are the pictures from the Hong Kong competition. By the way, I'm going to Hong Kong again on Wednesday, and this is our team in St. Petersburg, the biggest competition in Russia, and this is one of the recent ones in Long Beach, California at EC Long Beach. So I have another question for you guys. So for those who are just getting started, have you ever tried working with hard gel, or not only if you're just getting started, even for pros? And if you did, what's your biggest challenge? Like, do you have any challenges or problems working with gel? She's really good. Follow her and learn. Thank you, thank you. Okay, the mic is better. Awesome. Because if you do, maybe this is something that is included in this webinar, or maybe I will highlight it later. Hi, Anastasia Stacey from Switzerland. Should be professional by now, but I'm not. Well, but you are here, so you're definitely working on it, right? Okay, so let's get now to the topic. Soak off or hard gels. So today's webinar is about hard gels, but I will talk a little bit about soak off so we will have it all cleared out. So soak off gels are gels that can be removed by soaking them off. And originally they were all in the jars. But now we can see more and more companies producing gels in the bottle. They're actually called like that, like this one, for example, Madame Glam, or the one you see on the screen, Structure Gel by Gelish. It's called Builder in the bottle, which in my opinion is really cool because it's so easy to apply. You just take it from the bottle, you apply it on the nail, you can sculpt with it. But you need to keep in mind that it is still soak-off gel, which means it's soft. So soak-off gels are great for natural nail overlay. You can do extensions on tips or short extensions on forms, but they're still more flexible and softer. So that's why we also have hard gels. Actually, originally, I know that some of you who have experienced more like 4 or 5 years, you remember those times when we had only hard gels. So hard gels can be used for nail overlay as well, but you can also do extensions on forms or tips, any length and shape that you like, as well as extreme shapes. So to sum it all up, I would say soak-off gels, they're great for overlays or for fixing, like, let's say, a little broken corner, while hard gels can be used for sculpting and doing extensions of any length and shape. Okay, so we have some gel problems here. Cuticle flooding, not flooding the cuticle. Lifting an apex was the hardest to figure it out. I tried hard gel, even I cover the free edge and sidewall after curing, they kind of shrink. All right, I have issues with fitting the forms. Yes, Philippa, this is an issue actually. Trying to get gel all the way to the side edges of my own nails is the hardest for me, Allison is sharing. I tried hard gel, Karina's saying, but ordered the wrong consistency. It was too dense and I stopped even trying. It's not very requested here. Nail extension, mostly orally. I see, yes, actually flooding the cuticle and the sidewalls is a problem. So let's talk a little bit more about the... Снимай просто. One, two, three, four, five. That, oh my God, that's like such a cool comment. That's how awesome this knowledge is. Even the mic can handle it. Thank you guys so much for encouraging me. Yeah, the technical gods of sound decided that we're not going to be together, but we are not going, to defend. So we're here and we're back. So guys, I guess we lost our together. I lost you guys probably at this one, right? When we were talking about the soak-off gels and hard gels and the difference between them. So, okay, it's back. Awesome. To sum it all up, soak-off gels are great for overlays, while hard gels can be used for extensions. Now, today we'll be talking about the hard gels. The difference from soak-off is obvious in the name that they're actually hard, so they're not as flexible, and also that you have to file them off. You cannot just soak them off. And also, one of the biggest myths and misunderstandings is that I heard, some companies or nail technicians are saying something like, well, this is healthy gel or vegan gel because it's soak-off. Well, the thing is that ingredients in gels, whether it's soak-off or hard gels, they're very similar. The main difference in them is the cross-linkers. So in soak-off gels, they're longer. That's why they allow solvents to penetrate through them. That's why we can soak them off. While in hard gels, the structure is pretty tight, so it will not be soaked off. So what I'm saying is that if a person is allergic to gel, let's say to soak-off gel, that it might be likely to repeat with the hard gels as well. So please do not believe when somebody is telling you that this gel is more healthy just because you can soak it off. Well, maybe it's a bit easier to use it because if a nail technician do not have a skill of filing off the product safely, then yes, I would understand that. Okay, so we have three main steps in hard gels. We have first one is base, which creates adhesion. Number two is sculpting, which creates the structure. And number three is top coat, which seals and brings the high shine. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's talk about each step a little more. So number one step is base, and it brings adhesion. It depends on long lasting. It should be always in a thin coat, and you're not supposed to touch the skin. Well, you're not supposed to touch the skin with anything actually except for cuticle oil or lotion, but with the base coat, it is extremely important. Okay, so yeah, I forgot to mention the gel polish. Well, gel polish is the soak-off gel as well. It's basically the color. It is not the structure. It's just something you apply on top. So we will talk about them in a second when we get to the step 2. So here we have most gels that you ever see on the market are right here. So we have sculptor, we have builder, we have structure gel, we have shuffle gel, we have constructor gel, and there's so many more names created by the companies. And usually this word, like let's say sculptor or constructor, they simply refer to the viscosity that they have, but what they all do is we use them to create the structure. Okay, so they can have a different viscosity. They can be thin, they can be thick. They can have a different color. They might have glitter on it, or they can be just transparent, but they're all sculpting gels. So to answer that question, like what's the difference between sculpting and builder gel? Well, normally there's no difference, but in some particular brands, they might have their own namings. Let's say they call builder gel a medium viscosity gel, while sculptor is a thicker one. But there's no major international rule that all the companies follow. Constructor or 3D gel is obviously thicker. We will talk about viscosity in a second, but they all mean the same. You can use them for building the structure, for making the length, for building the apex. And some names like shuffle gel usually refer to the consistency that they have, that it's like close to the shuffle candy. So number 3 is the last one, and what it does, it seals the application. So the top coats, what they do is they seal. There are different types of them, so some of them are no wipe and some of them are wipe off. There are also glossy or matte top coats, and also some of them are just clear, while some of them are glitter top coats. And the only thing that the top coat does, it seals the nail. So you cannot build a structure or length with it. Okay, It's just important to use every gel for what it exactly does. Now, besides all these steps, there are also different things that we need to consider, important things that are viscosity and color. So, viscosity can be divided into thin, medium, thick, and super thick. So, by saying thin consistency, I mean something that is like water or olive oil. So I will put on my gloves. I always do that when I'm dealing with the gels because I don't want to have sticky hands afterwards. So thin consistency is something when you see the gel and it's like a water. So you move the jar and it flows. So you see I'm moving 1, 2, 3 seconds really fast. Well, it's a little thicker than water, but I would say it's like olive oil, right? So this one is thin consistency. Then we have medium, which also moves as we move the jar, but not as fast. So you see I'm putting it on the side and it's, okay, it's here. So it also runs, but not as fast. So we can consider it the next one. And then we have gels that are thicker than that and something that we would call thick. And this is something like that. So if I will move it, nothing's going to happen. But if you will look at this one, so you see there was a brush right there, you will see that the edges there are a little soft, which means this gel is moving, but a little bit. I mean, if you will leave it like for 30 minutes, it will maybe move a little bit, but it's not like actually running anywhere. And then we have super thick, the gels that are not moving like at all. It's probably too dark to see, but I guess you can hear it. So I mean, if you will do this, nothing will happen even if you will leave it like overnight. Okay? So the viscosity is the same as consistency, and unlike acrylics and gels, you need to work with the consistency that we have. So the problem that some nail technicians have with running gel running to the sides, the most simple solution might be simply choosing a thicker viscosity. So if you're just getting started, if you do not have any experience with hard gel, I would recommend starting with medium consistency because this one is obviously too runny, while this one requires some skill to apply this product evenly. So I think this one, something in between, would be perfect. Okay. Now let's continue. So besides viscosity, we have color. You probably aware that gels have different colors, but besides the major colors such as red, white, or like green or blue, you need to understand that some colors are intense while others are not. So we have transparent. Also, we have semi-sheer color. If we will look through it, you will see that it is transparent, but not like fully transparent. And then we have intense colors, such as this one, cover pink. You see, I cannot see the bottom. Or this one, blue, is also pretty intense. When you're choosing the color, you need to think about the lamp you will be using. So transparent and semi-transparent ones are the most easiest to cure. While intense colors, they always require a more powerful lamp. So when you just getting started, I recommend you to start maybe with clear and let's say sheer pink gel, so you can do some one color extensions and they're really easier to work with and to cure. But if you're planning to use cover pink or white color, which is the most intense, or intense colors such as blue, then you definitely will need a more powerful lamp. Okay, so just a second, you guys. If you have any questions about the colors or consistency, let's talk about another important aspect, which is heat spikes. So you probably heard this problem that some gels, they have heat spikes. You probably heard this complaints that, oh, like my nails are burning, like I can feel heat spikes. So, so what's happening is that gels, they have photoinitiators in them, while we have UV or LED light on the other side. So once they start working together, what's happening is that the process of polymerization starts, and these molecules, they start moving. They do it faster and faster. So the more photoinitiators there are in the gel, the faster this process will run, causing heat spikes. So different brands, different companies, they add a different amount of this photoinitiators. So if they will add a lot, the process will run so fast that it will be burning like hell. You know, I have a story about that. So recently I received a product from the company. So they sent me the gel and they said, it's super, like, it's great. It cures only within 10 seconds. And I was like, whoa, that's kind of cool. So it did. It's really fully cured in 10 seconds in LED, but it was burning like hell. I mean, nobody could stand that. So simply adding more photoinitiators in the product does not make it better, because it's not just uncomfortable for the client, it's actually dangerous. We can, you know, simply burn the nails or even cause onycholysis. So any brand, any company, when they're producing the product and the lamp, and when they're telling you, you need to buy our lamp to work with our gel, it's not only because they want to sell you the lamp, which also is true, obviously, but also because its power is designed for this particular gel. So what's the solution? Well, if you're a millionaire, maybe you could buy the lamp for every single product, but that's not reasonable, right? So here are the solutions that we can have. Well, first of all, you need to choose the lamp accordingly. So let's say if you're doing only overlays, if you're working only with gel polishes, then 36 watts might be enough for you. Another simple solution will be using thin layers, because when you apply a thin layer, in this layer, there will not be too many photoinitiators, so the process of polymerization will not run as fast, and there will be no heat spikes. Another solution can be that in modern lamps, they have the low heat mode. And it works like this. Once you put it in the lamp and set it to a low heat mode, it starts with 2 diodes, which is around 9 to 18 watts, and then it slowly adds up. So the client will not feel the burning sensation. Another solution can be the freeze cure technique, but honestly, I do not like it as much because if you use it, well, so what it is, freeze cure, is when you apply the product on the nail and then you put it in the lamp for 5 to 7 seconds, and then you put it back, turn the hand around, and slowly put it back in the lamp. But it might not work with a certain gels, with a certain viscosity of the gels, because what you might end up, for example, if the gel doesn't cure as fast, you will see these blobs hanging down here, and you know, it might work for certain brands, but not likely. So if you're just getting started and you have no idea how your product is working, I recommend to use the simple solutions such as thin layers or the low heat mode. Okay, I've only used IBD hard gel with no base. I'd stay for 3 weeks without lifting. Okay, so the thing is without of using or not using the base is that when the nails are good, I mean, they're not damaged, they're not peeling, there are no problems. I mean, they're just great, healthy nails. And it might work even without primer or prep. I actually did it one time as well. I just forgot to use some prep and it was working. But if you guys been watching my channel or my videos, you've probably seen that I show work with some short beaten nails or sometimes with damaged nails, with oily nails. So if you will try that on them without the base coat, it's not going to work. So it depends. I mean, you probably will understand it when you see what types of nails you are dealing with, but I recommend you, when you have a new client, to still use it. Well, actually, some gels do not require a special base coat, such as an NSI balance system. They have the base coat, but you can apply any medium consistency gel in a thin layer on the nail, cure it, and then you apply the same one. So basically, their sculpting gel works together as the base coat and as the second step. So it happens sometimes. And there are also gels that are like 3-in-1, that one gel does the base, the adhesion, the sculpting, and the sealing. But I do not really like those. They usually do not have a really high shine. And I mean, come on, how can just one jar do it all? So I recommend you to always choose a different one. You know, it's kind of the same like when you have shampoo and conditioner all in one. It works, but not as great as you'd have a separate shampoo and the conditioner, right? Okay. Luminary Save. Yeah, actually Luminary is a great system. I recently tried it. So they have gels. They're like come in the jars as well as in the bottles. So you can have both or you can use either one. Let me see. I love that you learn as the chemical component in different gels. Thanks, Elinda. Elinda actually passed through all of our 3 levels of Nails Pro Academy. She recently graduated. What is a rubber top coat? So by word rubber usually refers to something that is thick consistency. Actually, well, no, I do not have a top coat, but I have a base coat that might be called rubber. So it's really thick consistency. And top coats with thick consistency is usually something that you want or can use for sealing some design that you applied on the nail. So it's clear, it's kind of hard to show its consistency, but you see, it's stretching. So it's not something that is runny. And actually, there are not a lot of them, but I mean, let's say if you added like foil or like stickers and you see that on the surface they're not too flat, rubber top coat is something you might use. Can you suggest brands for beginners? Yeah, one of the best and really affordable brand is definitely Super Nail. Because it is, I mean, the quality is still good, but it's still affordable. Okay, you never know what is those gels. Well, yeah, that's the problem. Even though we do have sometimes ingredients list, we can never tell. So what I would suggest, first of all, always buy from a trusted brands. You know, the brands with a history that been out there for a few years, like, you know, Young Nails, like IBD, like Super Nail. And another thing, all products should have their certain documents, such as MSDS for North America, or like in Europe, they have a different name. So if they do have it, that means they have to be safe. Does low heat mode work with liquid gels? I'm afraid it can run always on the side, walls, and cuticle. That's a great question, Karina. And yes, if you have a gel that is super thin consistency, low heat mode will not save you from it. But it depends. So how it works, it sets not the maximum power right away, so it depends on the particular gel. I suggest you to try it on a tip first, because some of them, they set really fast. Like you freeze cure it for like 5 seconds and it's still wet, but it's not moving anymore. So you need to try it. It's really hard to say. And by the way, it's my personal observation is that Chinese gels, they usually burn a lot because I suppose they're using too many of these photo initiators in their gels. Okay, now let's quickly talk about the lamps and get to the demo. So we have UV, LED, and hybrid lamps. UV is just UV light. Then we have LED, which is the different kind of light, and hybrid is the combination of two. And which one do you need really depends on what you are going to do. And hybrid makes sense because you will have both UV and LED and will not have troubles. But the only problem that I'm experiencing with hybrid is that usually when you buy a lamp and it says, let's say 36 watts, usually we checked it in the lab, so the LED is not actually 36 watts in it. Because the power is divided, because this is still the one lamp. Makes sense? So which means if you will be using some intense color like bright white or some dark color, it might still not fully cure. But still hybrid is a great solution because you have both. You do not have to spend money on two. And honestly, now there are less and less UV products. I myself, I have a very powerful LED lamp. This is an entity lamp. I believe it's 48 watts. And I use it mostly all the time because most products now are LED. And I do also have hybrid because still some products, I have some old products too. Some of them still require UV. So if you are going to work with hard gels and you are getting started right now, LED will be enough for you because all modern products, they usually design more for LED. And by the way, I will also, if you will watch until the end, I hope guys you do, I will share the list of gels with you that you will be able to download, and there will be some brands, and I stated for you whether it's UV or LED or is it both. So if you have a UV gel, you will have to cure it in the hybrid or UV lamp. It will not cure in LED. While the opposite usually works. So if you have LED gels, they usually cure in all of them. I have a 56 watt lamp. It cures everything, definitely. Oh, and so guys, from now that you know everything, well, almost everything about the gels, now you know that 56 watt lamp is great, and I also have one. But if you will be curing some gels that were designed for the lamp with less power, then you need to be careful to avoid these heat spikes. So maybe just use multiple layers or something like that. Now let's get to the demo. So necessary to know what's inside materials. Exactly, guys. So, okay, I actually was going to share it in the end, but since you mentioned it, yeah, I will be presenting my new gel online course because before that, we only had the course that is like together, acrylic and gel. Now we'll have the separate ones. And yes, it covers lots of chemistry. Well, not lots. I'm not a chemist, so do not worry. I'm not able to teach you with the chemistry like to death because I do not have that many knowledge in that field. But you know, the knowledge of chemistry that we need to have in order to do beautiful nails, because sometimes when you understand the process, it's easier for you to understand why it's happening, how to fix it, and how to not let it happen again next time. Okay, so I am applying a sanitizer on my hands as well as on my client's hands. And we need, to run in the frame. Okay, let me put back that wire so you can, guys, focus only on the nails and nothing else. Okay, so we just took off the old product, so it is, we can say it's prepped. I will just slightly push back the cuticle. We were actually doing some experiments here, so I will be really gentle and careful into my model. When I get heat spikes, I just blow on my nails when I'm curing. Well, yeah, that's an option as well. But guys, seriously, be careful because I don't know if you've seen this video. It's a pretty old one. Like one client, one girl came to me and her nails were literally burned. Well, it was not because of the heat spike. It was because of the product. But still, you know, this is serious. So please do not torture yourself or your clients. Okay, so first I will apply dehydrator and non-acid primer. Jailing your bulbs grow weak, but you can't tell. Yeah, actually, even though they say that LED lamps, they're worth for like 50,000 hours, which is, I believe, 5 or 8 years, which is literally like eternity. They still do not work as well as the time passes. I noticed that because, you still can, I mean, you're moving it, right? You're turning it on and off. So from time to time, you will still need to change them, but definitely not as much as we used to with the UV lights, because I was changing bulbs in UV lights every 3 to 6 months because, I had lots of clients. Okay. So then I apply a non-acid primer. And I don't know if you knew this, guys, but if you have problems with lifting, well, there are many things that you need to consider, but one of them is if you will use the sock-off base coat, well, not necessarily exactly this one, like by Cuba, but by the way, which it's still a good one. But sock-off base coats, they usually have a better adhesion because they're soft. So if you have a client with problem nails, such as oily skin, oily nails, or like brittle nails, you may use the sock-off base instead. But make sure it matches with the system you're working on. Usually within one brand, it is okay. So I will apply a thin layer. Do not touch the skin, and you can even leave a tiny margin near the cuticle and as well as the side walls, and cure. And while it's curing, I have a few seconds to read your questions. Acid, non-acid primer, can you share the difference? Well, with hard gels, I recommend using only non-acid primer. Acid is for acrylic systems. So then I will, once it's cured, I will feed the form, and today I will be using Super Nail. That's actually the brand I recommended you guys, especially for beginners because it's so affordable, but the quality is still really good. Actually, I was really skeptical always about the products that are like suspiciously affordable, but this one turned out really good quality. It's just the package maybe is not too stylish, but it's so good. So also I will need my gel brush. C&D Brisa. Well, I like their white color, and that's it. Honestly, but it's really like, when you ask me if I like something, it's really, I'm very picky. You need guys to understand that. Like I try new product basically every day. So, if I do not like it, it doesn't mean that it's good. I'm just like extremely picky. It would be good if lamps had warning when weak. Caitlin, yeah, well, what do you do and think about AliExpress products? Well, my personal opinion, it's okay to buy glitter, pushers, I don't know what, like brushes, nail art brushes and other things on AliExpress, but not for actual products. Like, well, maybe some colors, something that you will not apply directly on the nail. Well, that's just my opinion. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't worked much with actual products from AliExpress. Okay, so now we feed the form. So we already cured the base coat, so now we can apply it. And then we will be sculpting the nail. So please, can we switch to another camera? So our audience will see what's going on here, and we will go closer. Okay, guys, so wow, that's going to be challenging again, but like I said, I was working in different conditions in my life, so maybe that's not the most challenging ones. Okay, so I will feed the form, and today we are going to do a design because I thought that simple one color nail might be a little boring for you guys. So fitting the form, like somebody mentioned at the beginning, is really a challenging part. And the most challenging part is that when you kind of think or feel that, all right, I finally did it, I nailed it, but then another client comes to you with like short nails or crooked nails, and you're like, you cannot fit the form anymore. So there are different rules for different types of nails. And the best way to learn that is to practice on different models. So that's why we always cover it very closely in our courses. Like we show you how to cut, how to shape the form. Okay, looks like it's enough. So I will be working with clear. So that's why I chose this form, so you guys can see at least something. And well, we're gonna need that a little later, so but it's gonna be something beautiful and shiny. Love them and hate them, Jenny is sharing. Yeah, I feel you. That's exactly how I felt about them for a long time. Okay, so this gel, it's a medium consistency. I can't say it's super thick, but it's not like extremely runny as well. So I will start by placing it right close to the nail. And then we are going to stretch it. Well, since it's clear, oh no, I think you can see something. Because normally I work with clear forms, and clear on clear, it's clearly you cannot see anything. So that's why I choose another form today. So, and by the way, guys, the heat spikes, usually more often, they occur when working with transparent products. Because when it's transparent, the UV light can fully pass through it. So the polymerization process is faster. So do not move your brush too much. Like I say in my courses, never lose touch. So once you touch the gel, you do not want to lose this connection almost until the end. Because if you will do it like a lot, then you might have lots of bubbles. Well, a couple of tiny bubbles will not really make any difference, but if it's all bubbly, then, you know, the structure will be not as good. Now make sure you have it all, and before curing, I will clean the brush. I'm using just a dry tissue. It doesn't have any liquid on it or anything. Simply clean it. And make sure the form is not moving. Okay, when you cure. Yeah, and yeah, so I'm giving instructions here to my model, and you need to do it as well. Cure. So this was just a base, like thin layer of the length, so it's not the full nail yet. And well, I mean, it wasn't even applied on the nail bed itself too much, as you could see it. So we do not like expect any heat spikes here. Which brush? This is number 6 gel brush. I believe it is natural. It's square shape and it is a little bit rounded in the corners. Okay, it's a jungle of gels out there, so hard to know which ones to buy. Yeah, exactly. I know, because there are actually so much of everything out there. And yeah, I really understand how hard it is to like actually choose something. So, and even when you start reading reviews or, you know, asking of people's opinions, also if you ask for opinion, that's why I always say, like, actually most people ask for, so here's the brush. Like what is the product you're using and what's the brush, and I'm okay to share. I mean, I'm not hiding anything, but the thing is, I mean, if you're a beginner, then the brush that I like might not work. Well, actually with gel, it's everything simple. I recommend you this one as well. But if it's acrylic, For beginners, I would definitely recommend smaller brushes than for pros. So what I would suggest is size between 4 to 6, if we are talking about the gel. Okay, so I'm adding here a little bit, not much, and then I simply stretch it. As you can see, the gel is not too runny, so we can see the marks of the product that I just stretched. And I'm adding this before I want to decorate the nail. So we are going to do some design with encapsulation. And to do this, I want the smooth surface first. So we will cure it again. And then I will slightly pitch. The brand is called Super Nail. Here. Super Nail Sculpting Gel. They also have a gel which is called Clear. It's also the clear gel, but it is thinner in consistency. So I think we can pinch now. And I will put the gel clamp on the nail and cure for the remaining time. So this one is very soft because we do not want to over pinch anything since the layer is still too thin. Can you please explain what is over curing? Well, honestly, I would like to know as well, because they're actually, well, I never had problems with, well, over curing. Yes, it's something when you cure for longer than you should. Well, you might have a problem because of that only if you forgot to pinch the nail, because if you cure it, if you will, just simply lose that moment, you will not be able to pinch. And another problem, if you will over cure some bright white colors or the top coat on top of white, then it might look more yellow. And that's the only problem I ever had with over curing. Other than that, whether it's clear or cover or color or pink, you can cure it all you want. Well, okay. So let's see. The form sticks to the gloves all the time. Oh yes, absolutely, it does. So you just have to adjust to it, or sometimes you can take off the gloves only for the part of putting the forms on. Some of my students do because they just simply cannot stand it. Linda says, I love forms. You can shape any shape that you want or need and sort out every problem nails. You cannot do that with tips. 100% agreed. Okay, for the design, I will need a wide brush. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to move you. And we are going to use some glitter as the Christmas, all these holidays are coming up, and I believe everything will be covered with glitter everywhere, and maybe a little bit of stars. And probably this one. Okay, so it's gonna be all nice and shiny. And it's kind of never enough, right? So I might probably need this one as well. So how does it look, guys? Do you think we have enough? Okay, we can put that off. Or maybe a little bit this one. Oh, hi, Denise. I agree that there's no such thing as overcuring. Yeah, well, I mean, probably from scientific point of view, I mean, I really would like to address that question to like Fred Slack, who's the founder of NSI and founder of acrylic nails. He definitely will have a great scientific answer to that. But I'm sharing only from terms of my experience. I mean, I never had problems with that. Okay, so it's up to you whether to take off the form or not do it yet. And then I'm going to apply a thin layer of gel on the nail. It is very thin, it's not sculpting part yet. And now let's add some glitter. Let's probably start with the biggest ones. octagons or whatever they're called. Wow. Okay. Then let's pick another small hollow, guys. No, we just decided, why do something boring when you can do something not boring? And that, well, these stars, maybe I will not use them, but those glow in the dark. I mean, you will not see any look right now, but you will see one in the dark. And then I really like this glitter, like, oh my God, yeah. And it's all pretty thin, so we're not actually doing any structure. And I decided I will not go like all the way to the cuticle, I will simply stretch it. So, you know, it will not look too overloaded, you know, if there is such thing when it comes to glitter. And, you know, just when it grows out, well, the moment I said that, I added more glitter near the cuticle. All right, I will just clean a little bit because we do not want one like exactly on top of the cuticle. And also you can do this, but only if you're wearing the glove. And then we cure. So what I did, I applied these beautiful glitters on top of gel that is still wet, so it was pretty easy. It sticks so well. And this particular design is great when working with gel because when we will encapsulate it, the gel is so clear, it's like a glass. It will work like a lens, so they will sparkle. You guys will love it. Can you please share after how many seconds you're pinching this nail? Yeah, I'm gonna do that in like few seconds. So it depends on the gel. With LED gels, most time it is around 10 to 15 seconds. And this gel I was working now, by the way, is a UV gel. Now they have an LED gel of the same option now, but I just, you know, I had some jars from before, so I just wanted to use this one. I love glitters, hollow, shiny, sparkling, stiff. Why the clients do only monocolors and ignore them? Well, the holidays are coming and I believe the situation will change. Well, if it will not, just simply, you know, offer it to them or do it on your nails. That's the easiest way to make clients want something or desire something. Okay. Yeah, guys, so you've been asking about pinching, so let's get to it. Right after I clean my glitter. Once you work with glitter, it is everywhere. That's the rule of glitter. And that's okay, you know, because the holidays are coming. All right, so we have our nail back and now I will do the sculpting. So I will apply the product on top and then we're going to pinch it. So we need to be prepared. I didn't take my pinching tool with me today because I don't really need it, but you can use it as well. And I will be using the simple plastic clip, the gel clip. I have, well, I can share the link in my stories on Instagram, guys, if you want, but I left it a lot under my YouTube videos as well. And for gel, I recommend you to use transparent ones because they're also like, you know, the kind of plastic that is not see-through. And some gels might not fully cure because of that. Well, I mean, you can still cure it after that, but it just will take you longer, the whole process. Okay, so I'll take the gel and see it will not move anymore since we cured everything that is under the glitter. So I will apply a thin layer first. So I will have like the platform. We're doing this extension. And then I will need to clean it. And then I will take much more product. We'll see if we can actually do it from one turn, or maybe I will take 2 takes because the nail is pretty long. So something like that, you see, guys. So the product is mostly on one side of the brush, not all over. Okay, so I'm sorry, I will go a little bit further from the mic because I need to see something. And then we just go back and forth. Oh my God, this is a bit challenging because all this sparkling glitter is kind of making you blind. But that's also fun. You almost immediately see like the result that you will have. Okay, so we're almost run out of the product and we will definitely need more since we want apex to be built right here. And then we continue our journey all the way back to the free edge. So if you feel like there's not enough product to build the apex, if you're working with a thick gel, you can add it right now, but if it's medium to thin consistency, it is better to do the second take. And also, if you have problems with pinching, it is also easier to do it in several takes, not just in one, and I will show you that. Yeah, so we will definitely need to add more on the apex, but we will do that a little later. Okay, so make sure there's not much product on the sides. If there is, you can always move it. And it's almost impossible to see through all this glitter, but that's okay. Okay, so now we cure. And by the way, I do not recommend this method, but if your client experiences a heat spike, then it means it's time to pinch. That's one of the ways. But other than that, for UV gels, usually it's half of the time. So if the gel cures for 2 minutes, then after 1 minute, you need to pinch. For LED gels, it's between 5 to 20 seconds. So it depends. So let's see. I will show you now how you can check it if you're not sure. So we are 30 seconds away. Actually, with clear gels, yeah, maybe we even, no, it's probably not too late. But I mean, clear gels, they set up much faster. So I will take off the form, or maybe, no, maybe not yet, because I will add more. So this time I will pinch it like this. So you see the clip is like hugging the whole nail. And then we were gonna build it right here, the apex, and pinch it all together again, okay? So I will cure for remaining 30 seconds. When you're applying tips, is it a must you have to trim natural nails? No, but if the nails are growing downwards or ski jump nails, then it will simply not let you apply the tip the way you want it to. So yeah, I recommend you to do that all the time. All right, so with the clear, we cannot see clearly how the product is applied. Can you please make it with another gel? Well, Elada, sorry about that, but I really wanted to show something with glitter. I just thought, you know, nude will be not as fun, but do not worry. Once we start filing, you will see all the details. My question is from sometimes after removing the sticky layer from the top coat gel with prep and wipe, the surface is not shiny like before. That's a great question. First, after you cure the top coat, do not jump taking off the sticky layer right away. Wait until the temperature goes down for like 30 seconds. Then make sure you're using a cleanse that is not contain oils, because some of them, like nail polish remover, they have oils in them, so that is not as good. And you just carefully do it from top to the bottom. That's the best advice. Well, and also you need to make sure it's fully cured, because sometimes it is not shiny simply because it's not cured yet. Okay, so now we have enough product near the cuticle, so I do not need to apply it right there. But here in the middle, we still need to add up more. So you see from the side view, you see it's all flat. And we do not want that since we need to build the apex. That's why I will take a lot, like about the same amount I had before, and place it right here in the middle. Wow, now it actually looks like a lens. And simply move. So you noticed I not just started by applying this blob, I first applied the product on the entire nail, and only after that I started this, because it is much easier to get an even surface. And you see, here's the apex. And also I think I probably, yeah, missed a little bit on the side. So now my model, well, my client is sitting on the side because this is how everything is set up for the camera. But it's also important to sit straight so you guys can see what's going on all sides. And while I was working on that side, you see the gel moved right here. So how we're gonna fix that? I will simply turn it around and wait for a few seconds. Thumbs up for more feeds. Thank you. Oh yeah, guys, thank you so much. So for those watching on the YouTube, yeah, thank you so much for all the likes and everything. But if you want to get this table of the gels with their prices and links at the end, you guys might want to log in through Nails Pro Academy website as well, because the link will be right there. And if you guys are watching on the website already, Nails Pro Academy, then there's nothing to worry about. The button will appear right there. Okay, I will leave the last one here and cure. Okay, so since the layer is pretty thick at the moment, I will cure less time before pinching, probably like 15 to 20 seconds. That's the problem, seeing the sides. Yeah, well, you see, I missed the right side because the nail was, like you see, located to me on the side. But yeah, you need to check it from one side and the other. And now let's pinch it. Pinch, pinch, pinch. And now it is definitely time to take off the form and do it carefully. Oh my God, they're not taking off. You know, sometimes the problem with the forms is that you cannot make them stay. So here it's the opposite. You cannot take them off. Come on. Okay, so, and I will be pinching mostly right here. Oh yeah, it is definitely a great time to do this. So yeah, as the nail is long, I will place it like this. For shorter nails, sometimes you are not able to make it stay, so you want to do something like that. So then we cure. And since the gels, they are slippery, sometimes you will want to take the file and file the sides from time to time so it will stay there, like this. Oh, live videos. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it. Well, I will try. Doing live video is a bit harder and a bit more stressful, you know, because all these things with the mic and everything. Because when you just pre-record it, you know, you just have some time to fix everything. But yeah, it's still really cool. I feel like, you know, we guys are seeing each other and interacting live. That's really cool. So I really appreciate you coming here today on Saturday. Okay, so once it's fully cured, we will take off the shine, slightly file it and buff, and we will have a beautiful shiny nails. Okay, oh, we have more questions. So Sally is asking, whenever I try to do hard gel, it always leaks down the form and floods my cuticles. Am I just using too much at once? So if it leaks down the form, that means the form is not set right. If it floods the cuticles, that means that whether you're working for too long, or sometimes if you applied base coat too close to the cuticle, and also if the gel is like, if it's super runny, let's cure it again just to be sure, then also it might be a reason. So also prep is important to push back the cuticle, to clean the cuticles, the sidewall. So once you have the clean, nice surface, it is much easier and better to apply the product. You will have a great adhesion and the product application will be so much smoother and easier. I love a good sticker. Sweetie doll is sharing. Well, yeah, everybody does. All right, so the gel is pretty soft product compared to acrylic, so we will probably need only 180 grit. Honestly, most times I only use even the buffer. It's entity 100 and 180 buff, but it depends. Well, yeah, and actually another advantage of working with gel, it has a cure time, so I have some time to interact with you guys and read your comments. All right, looks like it's cured. And we did like the tapered square or the coffin shape. Well, we'll see. And now I'm taking off. So now I do not need to wait since I will be filing anyways. But if it would be your top coat, you definitely need to wait. And oh, so who said, well, it's not filed yet, but if you guys want to see curve, are you ready? Here it is. Well, this part will be filed off, so do not worry. See, my model was shocked when she saw it. See, it's almost full circle, almost 100%. Well, that's just, the style that I do that is really popular here in Eastern Europe. You can do it without the curve as well. That's not hard. So it really depends on what style you're up to. What is that your client wants? Okay, now do not forget to close all your jars or your gels before filing. So I'm going to file the length and the side walls. Yeah, I'll try to be super gentle since we did a new overlay recently with my model. Okay. I love the C curve. Yeah, actually I do too. I think it makes, that's actually, a simple rule of physics. Like the C curve makes the object 3D, because flat, it's like 2 dimensions, right? It's like 2D. And curve brings this 3D look. So any nails will look more narrow. So it's great for wide nails because they will not look as wide. So if some product got on the skin, it is better to gently clean it or file it off. Well, usually it happens with the sidewalls. And, well, we'll see, but probably I will need a buffer here. So there's another trick. Well, it usually works only for curved nails. We can turn the nail around and file 2 sidewalls at once like this. So you see, this is simply the excess product we just filed off. So you see the C curve is deep now, but not as crazy. And I will file the surface with a buffer. Please, how to file without ruining. Corinne, the best way to do that, are you ready? Is to do the application right. Because, I mean, if the application is already pretty good and everything is pretty much on point, there's nothing really to file. I mean, you obviously always need to file sidewalls and length a little bit just to make it all straight. And, you just gently, well, here I will need to file a little more than just buff. So that's the secret. Well, another trick is just you need to look and see where is, before filing, just take a look on the nail from different angles and analyze whether if you realize that you have, let's say, too much here on the free edge, then you might want to file there more. But honestly, like my nail application philosophy is that you need to do the application so well that you will not need to file. I always share with on my classes that if you're filing for longer than 15 minutes, 15, not 50, 15, not 50, that means you applied too much. I mean, other than that, if you're filing for like 40 minutes, what is there to file? So if you're filing longer than that, you need to fix your application. You need to master that, to work on that somehow. Okay, so we're almost done. I still need to file a little bit here on the free edge. I accidentally added too much right here as well as on the other side, and that will be it. Can you recommend reusable metal forms? Sorry, no, yeah, I do not use those. I tried them once time, but it was so not comfortable for me. So no, I really do not use them a lot. So I cannot recommend some. But from paper forms, yeah, there are many good ones. Like NSI platinum forms, I was just using, they're pretty good. As you could see, I could not even separate them from the skin, even though I wanted to. Okay, now it's going to be a challenge to stay within the frame, but I will try. Okay. So I need to file the side a little bit more. And that will be it. Can you mix products, so, like start nail with hybrid gel or acrylic and then switching to gel to build the structure of the nail? Absolutely. You can mix all that. Just make sure if it's hard gel that you buff the surface, right? Do not apply something on gel when it's still sticky. Okay, so last touch up. You know, it's hard to stop when you're filing. You always want to fix something. So yeah, that coming back to the question, how to file without ruining. Well, one time at some point, you just need to stop. Okay, so here, just remember, we did notice the right side. So here, right here, we have a little product missing. Let me show you so you can see better because we're about to add it right now. All right, yeah, I think you can see from this angle, like a little bit right here. It's not much, but since this area is so close to the apex, I really want to fix it before we seal. And I will also show you how to do that really fast and easy. No, you do not want to fix it? Oh, you want to know how? Okay, cool. Yeah, because my model really looked excited when I told her that we're about to add something. I was like, whoa, like even more excited than I am. Okay, so the rule of adding something after filing. And by the way, you can add at any point. Simply apply it right here, right? You don't have to cover the entire nail because we're not adding anything there. And also one time students asked me like, oh my God, like I made this mistake. Like I'm so it's embarrassed to do that in front of the client. Well, I always tell her it's better to do that. I mean, I don't see any problem in adding up the product later because you're actually showing that you care how long her nails will last. I mean, if you will avoid that and just leave it like it is secure, then her nails might break after a few days, and that will be more embarrassing. I mean, she will probably not even come back to you, so do not worry about that. Clean is a brush or sponge? I'm not sure that I get the question. Well, I cleaned the sticky layer with a no wipe. Lada, please specify. So I'm cleaning the brush with a regular dry tissue. It is not with sanitizer or with anything. That's how I clean them. So the gel brush should always stay glued together with the gel. So this is how you keep it. And then I will not really need to file it again. I will just slightly buff that part so it will not be shiny for when I will seal it with a top coat. Nail file for absolute beginners, just to know pressure and how delicate the cuticle is. 180. I can tell you a story of how I torture my beginner students in my actual live classes. So, and that I actually did it to them when they were even working with acrylic. So, when people are learning to do nails, their first application is, I mean, you probably all remember that it's pretty bulky, right? You usually apply more product than you should. So then I give them 180 file, and I do not give them anything else. Not 150, and absolutely no 100s are allowed in my school. And then these poor students, they file it. So by the end of the day, they have biceps, like bodybuilders. But the next day, the magic happens. They apply much less and their application is much better. So if you're willing to torture yourself, maybe you should try this one. So you see now the sidewall is back and everything is back. So we'll just slightly, this time I'm buffing with 180 side. I used to 100 file first time on myself. All I can say is, ouch, that's exactly what I just thought, yeah. No 100. I actually do have some files. I recently needed it for some weird gel I was trying, but normally you do not really need this file. I mean, it's too abrasive, it's too harsh. It's even hard to, after 100, even after you apply top coat, you can still see those scratches. Okay, I believe everything is fixed. And now we're going to clean. Well, ideally at this point, I ask my model or client to fix, and so this rarely happens, but what happened here with this side, it's a little bit over-pinched. That's really like a rare situation with gel, which, you cannot really see it from the top, but we want everything to be perfect, right? So I will quickly fix it with e-file and carbide bead. We'll learn by mistakes and digging blood on ourselves. Oh my God, yeah, I absolutely did that. I remember my first sets on myself, like bloody cuticles all over. Yeah, guys, this was terrible. I still remember that feeling when I did my nails. I was so proud, but then I go to the shower and turn on the hot shower because this is how I like it. And then you probably know what happens, right? Yeah, you feel all this pain. All right, turn it around. Okay, we're in the frame. And I will just simply file it from this side. All right, now it's all fixed. Yeah, so normally I would ask the client to wash her hands now, but we're gonna skip that by using a regular wet napkins. No, the nail after grid 100, 180. I have used a thick aluminum tape under my form for a long time. It makes them really sturdy. Yeah, Linda, that's exactly what I teach in our classes, and that's a great way to feed the form for clients who have, how do you call it, like fat sidewalls, thick sidewalls, or they have really like deep nail plates. So you should be really careful. Do not since these wipes, they may contain some oils. So I'll be careful and do not apply it on the nail, only on the skin. And no, probably do not need it on the other side. So let's seal it with a top coat. So I will be using a no wipe top coat by Madame Glam. What e-file do you recommend? I think I have a video about e-files. Well, Cupa, they have a good ones. Well, my favorite e-files that are sold in America are called Nailcou files. They really make a good ones. Oh, and recently I tried the Melody Susie portable drill. So I didn't like the original one, but the portable one is pretty good. And now I can see the magic. I don't know how about you guys, but I can hear this Jingle Bells intro song right now. And this is what is ahead for all the Christmas season. I mean, this is something the clients would like to do, right? And this kind of design with glitter is absolutely gorgeous with gel because it's so clear, it's so transparent, like a glass. Sure. Uh-oh. Don't miss the lamp. Okay, so how can I improve my speed while doing my own nails? I'm totally amateur and it takes 4 hours to remove satin, fill gel, and do a new design. Well, to do all that on yourself, on both hands, 4 hours is not as bad. Well, the only way to improve is to do it more often. We have a class on our website. It's called Need for Speed, but it is recommended to attend it only when you do first and second level, because you need to have the quality of your work should be at the certain level to master that one. Greetings from Poland. Love your channel. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, we have more here. Which bead did you use? Oh, this was the carbide bead. Like triangle, I don't know, cone shape. I use this one a lot for filing the surface as well. Okay, so I have no wipe top. Oh, by the way, so somebody had question for being top coat not being too shiny. So what you can do is to use a no wipe top coat. Usually they do not have this problem. But if this one was a wipe off top coat, what I would suggest is to wait for like 30 seconds and then carefully take it off. And also make sure you're using a right cleanser, because really some of them make the surface dull if they do contain some oils. And I will nourish the cuticle with a cuticle oil. Okay. So guys, now let me know if you would like to master that as well, if you want to be able to apply the product so you will not have to file a lot to be able to pinch the nails and do this C-curve. So we have Linda here. She successfully graduated from all the levels. We have Kisa here, who now is an educator of Nails Pro Academy, but before that, I believe it was 4 years ago, she used to be a student. So she also successfully graduated from all her levels and now she's teaching. So let me guys know if you would want to have the same ceramic or carbide. This one was carbide. You can use ceramic one as well. Okay, so, and this is it. Let me show you the C-curve again, because you guys seem to be interested in that. And I think this is the great solution for the holidays. Okay, so now I showed you how to use the hard gels, how to avoid heat spikes, and I hope you guys now have this general information. And another step to be able to use these skills in the real life, you need to practice, because watching is fun, but you probably know that we only learn by doing, and the best way to learn by doing is when you have someone to support you. I know this myself because I used to go to the gym for a long time and I was doing pretty good, but once I had a personal coach, I did so much better because, first of all, I was there all the time. I was not skipping my workouts. And another thing is that when somebody sees you and understands your mistakes you are doing and guiding you through them, you will be able to improve really fast. So I would love teaching too. Awesome. Yeah, you absolutely can do this once you master all the applications. Okay, so what else do we need to know? We need to do tip and overlay, fitting the forms on different nails, filing technique, product removal, pink and white, and gel chemistry. So these are, can we switch to the presentation, please? All these things you need to know to be able to give the best services to your clients, because like somebody mentioned, fitting the form is a challenge. It is a struggle. And when you can fit the form on different nails, you will be able to, just to overcome any problem. So besides that, we need to have a general knowledge of natural nail anatomy and all this knowledge, but most importantly, you need to practice. And practicing, like I said, is more effective when you do it with the teacher. So how about if we will practice together online? Oh, Kisa is an amazing teacher. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. So we have a new hard gel course for beginners. So it contains product knowledge, natural nail anatomy, product application exercise, practicing on models, and color application. And it's only about hard gel. We haven't had it before. Before it was together acrylic and gel. So it is suitable for beginners or somebody who just wants to switch for new technology, or if you have general knowledge in that, but you realize that you need to improve. You know what, guys? My secret is that whenever I attend some courses, I'm always looking for courses for beginners. Because when it's for professionals, they consider everything they taught before. But if you haven't attended that particular school yet, it's really better to start from the beginning. So after my classes, 84% of students start working with clients, and it includes 104 lessons. I mean, today what you learn is like 3% of all we have in the class. You'll have teacher-graded assignments. You will learn form fitting for different kind of nails, filing techniques, color application, natural nail anatomy, all the basic knowledge, and tons of practice. So this is how it works. This is an online course. You do not have to go anywhere. You will watch HD videos that are pre-recorded, so you can watch them anytime and anywhere from the comfort of your home on any device, just whatever is suitable for you. And it will last 13 weeks, which we think is enough to cover all that. And you will do assignments that will be graded by the teacher. So if you did some mistakes, you will need to redo it. If you didn't, they will tell you that's great and you can continue. So at the end, you will need to pass the exam. And once you do, you will be issued a certificate. So how does that sound? If you guys are interested in taking this course, usually the next question is like, what's the price? So the regular price for this class is $3.99. And today, since this is the first sale of this one, we will give you a bonus of hard gel system list. You will also have a glossary of nail terminology. And today, of course, we have a webinar special price, like we always do, which is 63% off. And you guys ready? Ta-da! It's only $149. So this price will be valid for a limited time, I believe, until November 19. And the course starts at the end of November. So if you have any questions, I am ready to answer to them. Wow, it's almost 1 hour and 40 minutes. The time flies so fast. Really? Thank you. I have been looking for a nail tech that teaches hard gel. It's all about acrylic with everyone. Yes, actually the reason we did this webinar and this course was because we had so many requests. There were people who wanted to do only the gel part, and Kisa was also asking me like, Anastasia, we need to do only hard gel course. So we did it. Best way to remove non-soak-off gel extension, please, with filing. E-file is the best way. I recommend carbide beads like the one I used for removal, like this cone shape. And then you can file off as you go closer to the natural nail. You can switch to the softer abrasive, or you can switch to the hand file. Do we have a kit to buy? Marilyn is asking. Yes, we will provide a list of products. You can buy it in a whole kit, or you can buy them separately. And inside of the course, I will also explain like which products or brushes will work best for you. So yeah, you can use your own products if you have some, but if you don't, yeah, you will need to buy them as well. Okay, glad you're making mistakes. Goes to show that not all nails are perfect, but sculpted and corrected. Thanks, Andrea. Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, I was never like embarrassed of that. And well, no, actually I was. When I just started and I was recording videos, I was like, oh my God, this went not perfect. What people gonna think? But as I started teaching, I realized that's actually a great way to learn and explain. I mean, if you did something wrong and you will show how to fix it, that's even more valuable for people who watch you, because they will know how to fix it as well and feel more confident about it, right? Okay, hello from Philippines, 2:37 a.m. here now. Wow, thank you so much for Karen for not being asleep. That's truly impressive, and I appreciate that. Where's the best place to purchase quality cone shape? Tasha, that's a great question. I'm still looking for good ones. I will leave you the link once I finish in the chat. I have like links to Amazon of my favorite products on Amazon.com. I believe there was one cone shaped. Okay. Linda, wow, that's a great price. Yes, thank you. Okay, so now let's finish. I do not want guys to hold you, especially if it's 2 a.m. at some countries. Do we get this certificate after we finish this course, and is it recognized internationally? That's a great question. So yes, we are international school, and it is recognized. And according to your name, I guess you're from Canada. But if in the country or region you live in, you are required to have some special license, then no, it is not licensing. We actually, however, we do provide continuing education for Nevada citizens, but it is not equal license, but it is a certificate that is recognized. But most important thing that you will get is actual skill. You will definitely. Actually, Linda, I will quote you right now because I love the feedback that you left. We're taking our courses. So Linda said that I will never be able to look on the nails the way I had before. I believe I did it right. So you will not be either. I mean, I promise that we will change the way you look at the nails, and I mean, it will be definitely easier for you. Do you have an Amazon storefront? Yes, I do. You can actually find this link under any of my YouTube videos. I have it under all of them in the description box. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, responded to that one. Okay, guys, so thank you so much. If you're not following us yet, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're everywhere. And we had some problems with our main Instagram, so I will also appreciate if you will follow our second account, nailspro.academy. And do not forget about #HardGelWebinar if you will be sharing something. I would love to see your works. And now it is time to give you the present as we promised. So under your video, if you're watching through nailsproacademy.com, there's the button that you can click, and you will get this list from me with a list of hard gels with their prices and links, and you will be able to see which ones are more affordable right away. If you're watching from YouTube, just quickly go to Nails Pro Academy. You will be able to get it there as well. Okay, last question from Thun Nguyen. How long does it take you to do a new set with form? Well, now, since I'm not working as clients as much and I mostly do the videos, the teaching, it definitely takes me longer. So I will say to take me around 1.5 hours to 2 hours if it's just one color, nothing complicated. But when I was working with my clients, I had about 65 returning clients. Gel on forms, one color. I mean, I did it like within 120, 130 minutes. So like 1.5 hours. Follow you everywhere. You're great. Thank you. Okay, so do we have a button, guys? If you cannot see it, then we will fix it right away. I believe it should be under the video. We will check it right now. As you can see, some technical gods are not too kind to us today, but we will fix it in a moment. And thank you so much for joining us today. I'm wishing you a great weekend and good night if it's night in your country, or have a great weekend ahead if you're just getting started. And thank you so much. And remember, never stop learning.